guys, it's Erica here, and we are back with another 12 by 12 scrapbooking layout. So I've got here the Jen Hadfield Peaceful Heart paper. It is the one with all the faces, obviously. I'm using some Jen Hadfield Peaceful Heart ephemera, icon ephemera. Some warm and cozy from the Reject Shop ephemera as well. And what else? Oh, some of the stickers from the Warm and Cozy collection as well. And I thought I'd start with some mixed media on this one. I just thought I'd grab my watercolors and taking inspiration from the Jen Hadfield paper, I decided to paint some blobs. So nothing too tricky with this page, it's just blobs. Probably the trickiest thing I did was try and match the colours. So I mixed up some of my own colour using, this is a very cheap watercolour palette. It is literally a kid's one. I think I got it from Officeworks. Yeah, it's cheap, but not nasty, which is really odd. So it's cheap, but it's not cheap and nasty. Yeah, I just start painting blobs basically. Doing my usual 3 places around the page. Just trying to match the colours to that paper as well. So yeah, you can see me mixing up some of the colours. I kept most of it off camera, but yeah, it's alright. You can see roughly what I'm doing there in the corner. Yeah, just trying to, once they were dry, I'd go back and add a bit more colour just to bring up the colour a little bit more, because it was a bit too pale in the background for my liking. So I just stuck to those nice warm colours, with the pink, the yellow, and the blue. Blue-grey, I should say. It's more of a grey blue than blue, blue, I think. Yeah, but they're nice warm colours, I find. Yeah. And yeah, you see me just rolling off with the paper towel just to take away some of that excess water. And then much like the paper, it has some stripes across it as well, so I just paint some stripes across my blobs. And you see, you may notice I've turned my page around. I decided I may try and go with it up this way instead, and just add bits of stripe all across everywhere. Just drying it off with the heat sealing tool as well. So now I've got these photos. These were all done with a Snapchat filter that basically, made you the opposite gender of what you are. So depending on what filter you used, obviously, you could be anything basically. And so I've called it the gender bend filter, I think. So I've got my children here and myself as well. So yeah, it was just something fun that we did. It was quite interesting to see whether my male children would look like their sisters and vice versa. So it was quite interesting. That's why I thought I'd use this face paper as well. I thought that kind of worked as well with it, being that there was faces and different genders and all that fun stuff. So I thought I'd use that one pattern paper and just back the photos with it as well. I decided it probably just needs a little bit more of the paint sort of in the background up the top. It sort of got a little bit too lost, so I thought I'd just bring it up a little bit. So just mixing up some of those colours. You can see me doing that now. I'll actually put it on screen this time, so you can actually see me mix up most of them. And yeah, it's just very simple. And just drying it off. Just using the heat gun just makes it a little bit quicker. And then yeah, I think I'll go and stick that down. I like where the spots are now. You can see it, peeking out through the back, and then roughly working out what I want to do with the photos. And yeah, once I'm happy, just grab my ATG out and just start sticking, because it's just easier that way. Just start sticking. Don't think, stick. So just trying to work out exactly which way I wanted to position them, and I wanted to sort of put my kids in age order as well here, so roughly from youngest to oldest there, and then me at the side. So I decided to map my photo, the photo of myself, just to, you know, add a little bit of something else to it, just because it's the one on its own. Just matted in that little pretty pink floral there. Yeah, just sort of add something to it. And then I sort of thought I'd look for a journaling spot as well. Just using a card, but I think I decided against it just because it squared it off a little bit too much, and I kind of didn't really want it that square. So, oh yeah, add some phone tape to this as well. So just to yeah, pop it up off the page a little bit, give it some dimension. Just sure I gave the thumbs up there. Something must have happened. Oh, I think I dropped something. Yeah, so I'm just using these stickers are the Garden Grove. Nice little gold alphabet. So just using those to spin out gender bend filter. And just putting that title in. That picture of myself hasn't actually been stuck down yet, so once again the main photo hasn't been stuck down until very last for some reason. I had to open another packet. I didn't have quite enough ease, so luckily I did have 2 packets of those letters. So, and now just working out where I wanted to place all my embellishments. So I'm just sort of moving things around, trying to decide what I want to do. Because I've got a grid of photos there, putting things across the bottom of the 2, basically join them together a little bit, sort of makes things just work a little bit more cohesively, so that it's not completely gridded. And yeah, grabbing that wood circle piece as well, I cut that in half, and just use bits of it around. Once again, some of these ephemera is just a little bit off-centered, so I just have to trim it up just a little bit. I just find there's just a bit too much white around the outside. I didn't like the look of that, so trimmed it down a little bit, made it look a little bit better for myself. And just going in with some of that hemp book cord that I got from Kmart Australia, and just adding that dimension to the tags as well. Go in with a stapler with my tiny toucher, and I run out of staples, so yep, it's empty. So it was too annoying to grab the refill, so I just leave it. I was going to add a few more staples on it, but I decided against it because I was having a lazy moment, so I just didn't bother grabbing them. Some of these I'll pop up on foam squares, others I just stick flat. Again, that one I decided to tuck it under instead of grabbing the stapler, because I would have normally grabbed the stapler for that as well. I just sort of tuck it under. It worked. And then adding the bits and pieces around in the three spots. Finally deciding to place that photo and stick it down. And there's so these thickers are the Stories of Us title thickers. Just going in with the embellishment pieces, so the stars, the arrows. I like the arrows because it kind of like flip your gender, that sort of thing. I sort of like messing around with that as well. And then just some little dots that were on there as well, just putting those around for just some dimension. Just in the three spots around as well. Grabbing out my Micron fine liner pen. Sometimes I use this, sometimes I use a ballpoint pen, a gel pen. Just depends on what I'm feeling. This one I felt worked better on this paper, especially with the mixed media in the background. But once I've done that, all I do is go ahead, grab my Heidi Shine, give it a little splatter with some gold, and we're done. So my Heidi Swap Colour Shine, just a few splatters around the page, and that's it. So if you like this page, once again, don't forget to hit that like button and be sure to click subscribe. Thanks!